Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of our Vanilla City Skylines Let's Play. Last episode, we started our public transport overhaul, which we've been talking about for a long time, and I'm glad we finally managed to get that finished now. And today I wanted to focus on our industrial area, mainly by the coast where our cargo hubs are going to sit. Off camera, I've done a little bit of terraforming to the best of my ability. You can kind of see where the road flows along this little artificial cliff face here now. And then we're just here in our kind of secondary downtown area. And then this is where we built that roundabout. And then it now carries on down here, past our warehouse storage and a few factories and our post sorting mail depot thing. And then this comes down into another roundabout, which comes down into another roundabout, which comes down into kind of the main road, which links back up this way and onto this side, and then obviously that bridge takes us back in that direction. But I've also done a few things off camera, so we'll run over those quickly. This estate now expands up to the highway. There's nothing too special here. We just built around this cycle highway, and then got people to come in and out against the green city's renewable commercial stuff. But this really wasn't too interesting to build on camera. It was really just kind of expanding some residential demand and filling in this empty space with more houses. So this estate kind of fills out this part of the map now. We'll probably leave it there. I'm probably going to leave this space free as well, I think. But this part of the map is pretty much finished off now. I'll probably do some minor detail on the highway here. But there's a lot of people using this bike highway now. Which is really good to see. So happy about that. Then what else have we done? There's also a road through here now, which connects up to the train station. And then we've built a little bit of commercial around here, and then there's also a bus stop as well. You can see the buses coming and going that are serving this train station. It's at 138 a week now, which is really good. A lot of people are using this. And that's the passenger train that's travelling on the line. And it obviously takes people over and down there. What else did we do? Over here in Orchid Heights, we have kind of upgraded or detailed our little open plaza thing we had here. This is just a little route for the buses to come and stop, and they can deliver passengers to and from this area, where they have cut-throughs into the little residential area that sits here. Some really nice houses along the back of the canal now. I'm liking the way this is looking. Probably not the best view across the canal, but you know, kind of looking down that way. Let's get the camera off. I think that looks quite nice. There's a lot of kind of canal side housing that we have in the UK, so it's fairly true to life, I think. Although I'm not really happy about these buildings being here. These little one block ones, may have to delete those. And then there's just a couple of an elementary and a primary school here. So what I did here, we'll just go ahead and do it. I've kind of I found a video on YouTube. It actually came up in my recommended, and he was just filling in. I'll try and remember to leave a link in the description to the video if I can find it again. But he kind of just plops random paths around all over the place, and then if we grab let's go for some of the smaller coloured trees here, maybe. And then with these empty spaces that you get from the path, you can just fill in with trees, and bushes, and rocks, and benches, and whatnot. And that's exactly what we've done, just across the road. And then if I grab a small bush and just dot these around. It's just a nice way to get rid of those dead, empty spaces. You know, if you're... Obviously, if you're using mods, especially like Move It, you can kind of make paths link up a little more symmetrically. But you know, just a nice little kind of open plaza like this. It's what we did here. We dropped in a little bench and a trash can from the Park Life prop stuff. But yeah, it just makes an area look that little bit nicer. Yeah, I know it's not perfectly symmetrical, but that's fine. And then we also drew a little bit of a gated area around here. There's no one going through it at the moment, but you know, it's like it's there for more aesthetic purposes than it is practical. Yeah, so that's what we did there. And then I'm pretty sure we have, yeah, we just drew some new paths into Magic Park. which will eventually just, we'll add new buildings into that as it grows. Also down here along this boulevard, we upgraded the road to grass banking roads, and then we've also got some little palm trees along the side here as well, which looks quite nice now. Kind of gives it that more of like a promenade feel, which I think works a lot better than what it was before. Just kind of plain roads and no trees and whatnot. We also expanded our pedestrian walkway just over here, and then did a little bit of detailing just around the metro station here. So this kind of just fleshed out a little bit, and then we put some undergrowth just around here just to take some of the eye out of this bare open green patch by filling it with these little frilly green plants. And then there's a few bushes and a couple of rocks around here. I see how many people are using this walkway now to get across to the other side of town. And there's also some paths through here as well. It's just about improving that walkability. And then there's now 25 buses on this line. And even then the majority of them are still full because this stop had about 400 people at it. Which obviously isn't ideal, because people are going to start despawning. I think I've got despawning turned on. But if we look at our public transport now since the overhaul, we're now at 4,247, which is about 1,000 more people we had using our public transport before we did the overhaul last episode. So that seems to be working. We just need to remember to keep on top of it as we expand into new parts of town. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Also over here, I think it was over here, wasn't it? Yeah, so along the side of the railway, we've added in these little kind of overgrowth plants, so you think you're walking down the main road, you can't see straight through to the railway, and then there's also a little pedestrian path that now crosses it, comes down here, and then breaks into the little fented gate area. And then also, previously this was just a standard row, kind of really ugly block of housing. I didn't like the way it looked at all. So we've just changed it into the green city stuff, which look a lot nicer, a lot more modern. And we've also just plopped a little green park in the middle of it. Although that guy needs to be unzoned. There we go. Just so it kind of breaks up a little bit and gives it more personality. I think it's worked out quite nicely. And then we've also changed these to avenues as well. And we've built a couple more kind of commercial places along here as well. Apart from that, we also upgraded the roads and did two similar things in our public transport hub, which you can see here. So it's that same principle of drawing a lot of paths and then filling in the gap with trees, and I think that just makes it look a lot more kind of welcoming. There's not that open green space. Here it's high density. You're in the downtown area. There's got to be concrete around. And obviously that large plaza sits in the middle opposite our train station, which is getting a good amount of users now as well. A lot of trains coming and going, which is really good to see. Happy with that. And then I think that's pretty much it that we did off camera, apart from filling in some of these squares here. These are just standard, generic, high density housing, nothing too special, it's just to fill in a bit of that void. We need to do some trees along here as well. And then there's a science centre just here along the main road. And then we also built this roundabout here. So this is near our public transport network, kind of transfer hub where people come and go. Interesting to note that since I actually changed the public transport lines, this area has become a lot less busy. I'm not sure why. There are people using the bus station, but not as many as I would like. And then this train station is getting some users as well, and there's paths linking people back and to around here. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Right back in the start of town, down in Valley Heights, I just drew in this little path. So this space was just empty green space, and if they wanted to get up and on the train platform, they had to kind of walk all the way around here, or vice versa, coming down here. So we just added in this little platform, so coming off the main tram road, which feeds in from Glebe Park down here. It then just goes up on a little bridge, links to this side of the platform. I did try to get it around to that side, but it wouldn't work. The train platform and the road are too close together for me to get that through. So it just comes over in a little bridge. That's a little bit too steep, but just pretend it's stairs for now. And then it links back down here as well. So it's just a nice little walkway. And I like this little spiral thing we got going on as well. See, so the path starts in here, and then it just spirals up around this big tree, and then comes over. And people are using it, so it's obviously working quite well. I also filled in this little green patch as well, just so people coming off the train station can walk across the street and maybe grab a tram or grab the metro, wherever they're wanting to go. And it's working. Super happy with that. There's a lot of people coming and going through this area now, and these tram lines are super busy, which is really good. You see, vast majority of them are 50% full, if not more, and then these still quite a few busy stops as well, especially this one here. So yeah, pretty happy with that. We also added in a bakery, which we unlocked from Schrute Farms leveling up over there. I'm just going to block some trees around it, and a little bit of undergrowth, just so it kind of, yeah, I don't know. I think it looks okay there. It's as you're leaving town. We have also unlocked the food factory as well, because of Schrute Farms. One of these things is polluting the ground. I think it's the milking power that's doing it. Yeah, and then there's a couple of cattle sheds down here as well. So Schrute Farms has expanded. We've also got a little grain silo. Yeah, and then we added in a little water tower. I thought that was quite a nice piece of almost like decoration. And then we've got a barn down here as well. That is also storing crops amongst the fields. And then there's a road that links these two back down here now as well, just for a bit more ease of access, although I don't think there is anyone actually using these roads at the moment, but that's fine. I think that's pretty much it for kind of off-camera detailing works. I didn't really do much else. Apologies for the delay in the schedule as well. I've been hitting a lot of D2 at the minute on the Xbox One. And if you're interested in joining us for some Destiny 2 streams, you can find a link to the Twitch in the description. And then this road, I think I talked about it earlier but never finished it off. So this roundabout, this is going to link out to our big university district, which we're going to paint out now. So let's go from here. So this is going to be our big kind of world famous Harvard-esque kind of university, if you like. This is where we're going to put it. And then it's going to link to the roundabout in a few places. Let's see, let's grab an exit point off here. We'll add this in now, just so we can plan, or we at least know where we're going in future episodes. And let's look that up. So this will be our big famous city campus area. We'll probably maybe do that next episode. But what I wanted to do today, very briefly, was just cover what we've done over here. So this highway now expands past our original roundabout where people can come and go in the city. And then it also comes down here, joins up with this road, which then flows into its own little bridge, and joins up a roundabout down here, which feeds our water pumping stations. I did a little bit of terraforming. Things went a little bit crazy, as you can see. Again, I'm not amazing with the terraforming tools, but they're still working. They're giving us water. So there's another roundabout down here, and then this one comes up into another roundabout, and then it links back onto this highway, which circles around the back of our factory, over the railway line, and into a little junction over here, which takes them back onto the highway. I'm hoping that is going to be enough for the highway. I may end up actually keeping this as a bridge and running it straight over these roads and linking it straight to the highway. So you're cutting out essentially these two junctions here. We'll have to see how busy that gets with industrial traffic coming and going out of the port area. But yeah, we'll just have to keep our eye on that, I think. So we are 7,000 away from our port, which is the cargo hub, which is what we want. So we're just going to try and draw out a bit of an industrial layout today, and hopefully we can get some nice ideas flowing. Okay, let's see if we can keep it relatively parallel to the bridge. And I'll have that go down there, and then I want some lines. Just some little baby roads that kind of come up through here. Maybe we could have some office space in here as well. I think that might be quite cool. Okay, I want... There we go. So we'll have that one through there. And then here again. Just link these guys up to here. Again, it's all about making sure that this area doesn't become too congested, which is going to be my primary concern with it, because there's going to be a lot of traffic coming out this way. Can we get under there? No, we can't. Okay, that shouldn't need a connection. That should be all right. Okay, how are we doing for traffic lights here? There was quite a few already. Maybe let's make this way a one-way just to get rid of that traffic light. There we go. And then we'll also drag a one-way road through to here. Cool. So that just frees up that junction for a traffic light. If people are turning, then they can just go straight in. Otherwise, they have to stop at the lights here. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of a curve on here now and start following this cliff around. Then I think I'm actually going to go ahead and give this guy a little bit of a roundabout. Just a simple one-way road. We'll link that up with a little path maybe. But yeah, there'll be no road connection at this end. Right, okay, so we need to add this key side back in now. Didn't actually delete it before. Okay, so that's a little bit funky. Let's see if we can sort that out with our terraforming tool. Let's knock that back a little bit. There we go, and let's grab this up. And then just knock the coastline. Okay, and then let's just soften this down. Yeah, I really think the terraforming tools in cities could be better. Maybe it's just me, maybe everyone else can use them. But I always find I have great difficulty with them for some reason. Okay, so let's plan out where we want our cargo hubs here. Let's have a road that comes up here. Okay. So this is what I'm thinking for our cargo ports. Let's actually knock this down a little bit. Maybe it's down here. A little bit more. Again, I've never kind of built a mega industrial cargo hub like this, so I'm hoping that the road layout we end up using is efficient enough to actually handle them, because they can be quite the traffic generators. Then I want to have this guy flow out this way. And then I want to keep it all flowing one way. That's what I'm trying to go for here. So we're going to bring this one down. And then we'll switch that direction round in a moment. And then I'm going to curve this in. Okay, and then this will all be one way as well. Then maybe just a road off this side of the roundabout as well. I'll have that on there. And then one down here as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with this area. We'll maybe keep it open just so there isn't too much like super heavy traffic that's going to flow through this part of town. We're going to want some storage here because we're going to have our, obviously, a lot of cargo coming and going, so it'd be good to have storage right by the cargo hubs. Maybe, okay, let's pop a little bit of, let's delete these trees. I think I want to do a little bit of detailing with some office space and some warehouses. So let's drop our warehouses in first. Small warehouse fits in perfectly there. Perfectly there. And then we're going to have some office space here. And here. And I've got a big block over here as well. These guys will be whinging of no water. Do you have power though, right? Yeah, you do. Super. Okay, so let's choose a resource for them. I wish you could just kind of do like all of them. We'll go for goods. Plastics. And metals. Why the hell not? Okay, so I'm going to grab a path just here. We're going to have that going up through the middle. Okay. So I'm wondering, do I want to add a connection off this bridge here? I'm not entirely sure. Is there any kind of industrial unique buildings that we can add? That might be quite interesting to see. Let's have a little look. There's nothing here at the moment. I'll have an observation tower. Oh, this does increase the radius of all parks and plazas by 10%. That might be quite a cool building to have. Just going off on a little tangent, sorry. So where would be a good spot for this? How about here? I kind of want it over here though. There, that works. Okay. Random. Okay, so there's a little bit of kind of office business park vibe developing over here. Can we only have one of each of these factories? Yeah, we can. Okay, so how about a furniture factory? I wonder if we can get that in somewhere. Or a printing press, that might look quite nifty. So there's no real major space for a building like that around here, is there? It's kind of too big. Lemonade factory. Clothing factory. I don't want the oil refinery down here. The food factory is mega. Food factory is huge. Whether we won't have a chance of getting that in there. Although we could have it down here. I wonder how that would look. Let's go for that. We'll see what happens. So we want animal products, flour, paper and plastics to produce food. Okay, let's grab these guys up and connect them all with water. And then one more. It's through here. Super. Okay. So he's going to want power as well. Let's drop I just want a little, not a playground, but a park might be better. Yes, I don't really want a playground here. A Japanese garden doesn't really work either. How about just a plaza with picnic tables? I should pull the power through. And then this guy's going to need detailing because he kind of looks really out here by himself at the moment. Let's go for kind of a more greener looking part of the industry over here. Well, let's go up here and fill him in. There, and then again around the back of the factory you wouldn't really get to see that. That would kind of be off quarters. And then again we'll just fill this in with a few trees, hide some of this rock face. I'm not going to fill this all in with trees, we'll pop some undergrowth in here as well. And you know, like, no one ever comes and walks on this part, so naturally it would be relatively overgrown by itself. It's not something, you know, people wouldn't be walking on it and keeping the grass flat. It would just kind of, nature would reclaim this land, if you like. There we go. Oh no. We need to fix that. That is horrendous. We cannot have that. Oh, what have I done? Why has that happened? Okay, that seems to have resolved the issue somewhat. But yeah, I'm not happy about that. That needs to change. Yeah, okay, let's try that again. No, we need to smoothen this out a lot. Let's try and drop it down to around there. And we'll just try and give this a little bit of shape along here. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, it's still doing it down here, isn't it? Ah, that is super annoying, man. Like, really annoying. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's the road. Let's try, Let's try and sort the road out. Just around here. Yeah, that's mildly better, I suppose. If you're not looking to criticise, I suppose it's alright. So have to connect that one back up there. Yeah, okay, happy with that. So food factory, supplies will start coming through to this eventually. Let's go ahead and pop another plaza in there. And then we'll go ahead and kind of make this. So we kind of already replicated something similar in our very first industrial estate, and I actually named it after the one that is actually local to me, IRL. And they kind of have these little plazas lying around throughout them that have like little trees and bushes on and stuff. And I want to try and replicate a little bit of that as well. Like you would never go there for like a coffee, for example. You know, you would. It's really just to make the workers feel like they're not always in like a really highly industrial zone all the time. Okay. So this is starting to come together now. I really wish there was more. How about some garbage down here? Maybe let's get a recycling centre in. Maybe we can plot one of these down here. Maybe right into the cliffside. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe we can get some exposed rocks on here as well. Kind of these ones is what I was going for. Kind of annoying that it clips that far down the cliff with the road. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Let's do that one. And then again, just kind of overgrown on this cliff face. Nobody ever walks on this land. See, even that, it just makes a lot of difference in my opinion. You know, just having those textures on the wall. Granted, they're a little bit warped because of how steep that cliff face is, but, you know, it isn't the end of the world. This guy's going to need power from somewhere. There we go, that should do it. No, don't delete my rock or my precious stones. Okay, again, that'll just be temporary until it's all linking up with itself. Okay, what are you complaining of? Not enough planned timber. How much timber are we producing? Not a lot, surprisingly, actually. Let's see if we can change that. Engineered wood plant is what we want, isn't it? Let's add another one in there. And again, he's going to start complaining, but it should fix itself pretty quickly. I'm also wondering as well if we need to give this part of town its own dedicated, what's the word I'm looking for? Train line for exporting goods. Okay, how's this area looking now? Yeah, it's alright, I suppose. A few warehouses and a couple of office buildings, a little bit bland. Let's maybe go for some more office space here. Along here. Let's have a big block of office space there. And we'll populate some of this with a little bit of... with a couple of pathways. There we go. Let's grab a pathway here as well. There we go. There. That just connects them up, lets people walk back and two. It's a real shame we don't have any kind of decoration buildings for the industrial area. Let's try and make them look. What about some stuff down here? Sims received the daily headlines from this public service broadcasting station, which employs a large number of journalists, communications and international distributors of a wide range of programs and shows. Okay, so this has visitor capacity. Maybe we can put this in the city somewhere. How about there, just on the outskirts? There's the perfect size for a park there or something. What a volleyball court. No. There, just have that. Okay, but that really doesn't count for what I'm after. Launch site, software development studio. Semiconductor plant. Okay. This might look quite cool somewhere. Although it is of course too big by the looks of things. Or we could put it in there. Let's try that. Semiconductor plant. Okay, and again, I just kind of want to give these large buildings their own little border using trees. Not only because they're kind of, that's how they work. In real life, you know, you'll see these big clumps of trees around major buildings. They kind of won't just be plopped out in the open by themselves. And it also just helps highlight them and give them a little bit of a border, so you can kind of spot them out of the crowd if you like. Okay, so he's going to manufacture high performance processing chips for us. What else do we have here? An electric car factory. Okay. So this doesn't really give anything special, but it does. It probably would look quite nice. How about there? How would that look? We'll get as much behind here as we can. And then again, just following this around. Just a bit of a general, generic border. Nothing too over the moon. Fill it in, and then undergrowth in the bottom as well. So I'm thinking our cargo hubs are going to sit along this stretch here. And then also probably one down here as well for exporting goods out. So he's complaining of not enough flour. So we'll go over to Schrute Farms and we'll start making more flour for him. Who is it that's polluting? It's got to be this, hasn't it? It has to be the milking parlour. Let's drop another flour mill in. Flour mill. There it is. One there. And then one At your report, Framework Tech is now acclaimed, which means we should be able to add some more stuff into him. See what we've got here. Where is Fremwood? It's over here, isn't it? So what do we have here? We have the gymnasium last time. Trade school cafeteria, trade school library. Trade school bookstore. Laboratories. Trade school laboratories is enormous. Although we can have a bookstore over here as well. Okay, so the School of Tourism and Travel. Interns bring the best out of city attractions and shops, increasing attractiveness and entertainment of leisure buildings. Income from all commercial zones is increased. Faculty increases campus attractiveness, requires a trade school campus area. Oh, this thing's a beast, isn't it? Yeah, it won't go there. Probably a little bit too condensed for a building of this size to fall in this area. Yeah, there isn't anywhere really I can get it. We could put it... Yeah, okay, you know what, we're going to do that. Let me move this storage over to here. And then this one as well. Okay. That's going to annoy me, so we have to change that. I don't know if I like this road connection here. But that's really the only way in for them. Because otherwise, there is no connection on this side. I just think it's a little bit annoying. Maybe they do need one now. Maybe they need a bridge that takes them up onto the highway. Let's add that in. Okay. So that gives people on this side of town access onto the highway from this side. Apologies if you can hear my vape through the mic. It just helps me think and kind of debate things. You are disconnected. Why? Why are you disconnected? I'm not entirely sure why that is. But, oh well. I'll also delete these now as well. And then we'll reconnect this one up through here. There we go. I also added in another cargo hub off camera. Cargo train station, that is. Got our plastics factory there as well. Okay, so you're still complaining of not enough planned timber, and you're complaining of not enough flour, so hopefully those resources will make their way over into town in due course. But I think we're going to leave that episode there, guys. I'll carry on doing a little bit of detail and stuff off camera, just filling in these areas and maybe try and have a little play with the road layout so we can get some more factories in here. But yeah, I'm starting to like the way this is looking. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. Will eventually look a lot busier and more industrialised when we unlock the cargo hub, and then different representations there to make it look quite nice in the end, I hope. So thanks for watching, guys. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you're enjoying this series, we're also running a Total War Warhammer 2 series at the moment as well. You can also find links to my Twitch in the description. That's where we stream Destiny 2, Borderlands 2 and FIFA 19 on the Xbox. So if you're down for some chilled out chatty streams, you can join me there. There's also links in the description to my setup. If you'd like to know what I'm using to make these videos, you can find a link to a Google Docs sheet. And then there's also a link to my schedule if you'd like to keep up with when these episodes are coming out. But I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.